There's so many different options to get through airport security now. Which one is the best one? Is it TSA PreCheck? Is it Clear? Is it Global Entry? And how can you get all of these for $0? Well, my name is Max and I help people maximize their airline miles, hotel points, and credit card points. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below and let's get started. So to start off, I'm gonna explain each one of these individually. First, starting off with TSA PreCheck. So TSA PreCheck is faster, expedited physical screening when it comes to airport security so that you go from the land side over to the air side to get to your flight. So when you go to airport security, there's the regular security line and there's TSA PreCheck security line. They all take you into the terminal and to get onto your flight, but one line is faster than the other and the TSA PreCheck tends to be the faster line. The reason why TSA PreCheck tends to be the faster line is that you don't need to take off your shoes. You can leave all your liquids, your laptop, and all your stuff in your bag, and you can leave even a light jacket on and go through security. Whereas a regular security line, you still have to take out your laptop, you still have to take off your shoes in some cases, and you still have to take off your light jackets and all that stuff. That's why TSA PreCheck is faster. So how do you get TSA PreCheck? Well, you apply online and there's a variety of different ways to apply online, but the price range can range from $78 to $85. So you do your enrollment online through one of the providers, and then you go to a physical location to complete your enrollment. And then you get a known traveler number. You take that known traveler number and then you apply it to any of your reservations that you have upcoming or any new bookings that you make. And usually when you make a booking, there's a section where you can put a known traveler number. And once you put that in, it'll match your name with your TSA PreCheck clearance, and then it will print out your boarding pass with the TSA PreCheck symbol on it. So getting TSA PreCheck is pretty simple and pretty quick. It's not that difficult to get TSA PreCheck. But I wouldn't get TSA PreCheck just yet, which I will tell you more about later in this video. Just keep in mind what TSA PreCheck is for now until you watch through this entire video. So you know how I mentioned previously there's two security lines for airport security. There's TSA PreCheck and there's also regular security. Well, then there's Clear, and Clear also has to do with TSA physical screening as well. And so Clear is kind of like a front of the line pass. And so you have the TSA PreCheck line over here, you have the standard line over here. So Clear gives you the ability to cut in front of those lines so you don't have to wait in those lines. Sometimes the TSA PreCheck line gets kind of long, sometimes the regular security line gets kind of long. Well, you can cut in front of those lines with Clear. So Clear is ran by a private company and essentially they collect your biometric information. And so they do a retina scan as well as a fingerprint scan, and they use that to identify you when you go through airport security. So typically when you go through airport security, you need to show your driver license. And so the TSA agent will look at your driver license and identify you and confirm who you say you are. Well, Clear kind of bypasses that and confirms you with your fingerprint or your retina scan. And then once you're confirmed through Clear, then they'll escort you to the front of the TSA PreCheck line or the regular security line. And so in order to have Clear, you don't need to have TSA PreCheck. You can use Clear plus the regular security line, or you can use Clear plus TSA PreCheck. So to apply for Clear, they call it Clear Plus, and so you can enroll online. And then after you're enrolled online, then you visit a physical Clear location with a kiosk, and then that's where they'll collect your retina information as well as your fingerprint, and that's how you complete your enrollment with Clear Plus. Clear is $199 and that's for 1 year, and so every single year you would have to pay $199, but there are a lot of credit cards that cover Clear benefit fee, so I'll cover that later in this video. In my opinion, Clear is kind of overrated and unnecessary, especially because I'm based out of here in San Diego, where the TSA PreCheck line doesn't get really long, and then handing over my ID to the TSA agent is not a hassle or anything like that. So it's pretty quick. They just throw it into the machine scans your ID and then you're good to go. Whereas like sometimes like you have to wait in line for a Clear machine kiosk, and then once you're scanned there, or if the scan doesn't go through with your retina, then you got to try your fingers or vice versa. And then once that's complete, then you have to have a Clear agent escort you to the front of the TSA PreCheck line. It can just be a hassle and an additional step versus just getting into the TSA PreCheck line and going through security. Keep in mind that Clear does not allow you to skip TSA physical screening. You still have to go through the same TSA PreCheck or the regular security as everyone else. It's essentially just a front of the line pass if there's even a line. So that's what TSA PreCheck is. That's what's Clear. Now moving on to Global Entry. So Global Entry is what I definitely recommend, because Global Entry is that when you're coming back into the US from an international trip, you have to go through immigrations and customs. And Global Entries allows you to re-enter the US in a quicker, expedited way. Typically, you have to wait in line and then you have to show your passport to the customs immigrations officer, answer a bunch of questions, and then they take a look at your passport and let you go. Whereas global entry, it's pretty quick. There's a kiosk and you're already pre-cleared to go through global entry. And so what you do is you just walk up to the machine, it does facial recognition. And then when you're cleared, you just show your passport to the Customs and Border Protection agent, and then you're good to go. It usually takes like 1, 2, 3 minutes. It's pretty quick. And sometimes the other immigration lines can get kind of long. And so global entry is expedited entry when you come back from the US from an international trip. But the great thing about global entry is that it comes with TSA PreCheck. And so by getting global entry, you get global entry immigrations back into the US, and you also get TSA PreCheck included. So the total cost for both global entry and TSA PreCheck is $120, and that covers you for 5 years, which is also covered by a lot of credit cards. The only challenge when it comes to getting global entry is that there's a lengthier application process. So you have to apply online for global entry, and then from there you have to go to an interview. So you have to schedule an interview. And the problem that a lot of people are having is that global entries have gotten really popular. It's been harder and harder to get an appointment. Sometimes people are waiting 6+ months to get an appointment, which slows down that process and kind of restricts you from getting global entry. And you can't have those global entry or the TSA PreCheck clearance until you go to the interview and approved through the interview. What I recommend is that if you're traveling internationally and coming back into the US, some select airports have interviews on arrivals that does not require an appointment. So say for example, I'm flying to Cancun, coming back from Cancun, I land back at LAX. At LAX, there's interviews on arrival that doesn't require appointments and allows me to bypass the long wait times, the potentially long wait times when it comes to getting a global entry interview. As for how to maximize all of these different options, my recommendation is to get global entry because that comes with TSA PreCheck, and clear is just really optional and not necessary in most cases. You can comment below and let me know what you think about clear, but for me, I don't think it's really worth it. But if you do have a credit card that gives you that clear credit, then it might be worth it just to get cleared. And so speaking of credit cards, there are a lot of credit cards that offer $120 global entry and TSA PreCheck credits, and some of those include the Capital One Venture, the IHG One Rewards Premier credit card, and the United Explorer card are just a few credit cards that have annual fees under $95 that offer the global entry TSA PreCheck credit yearly. And the way that these credits work is that essentially use those credit cards that have the TSA PreCheck or the global entry credit, pay for the membership, and they'll automatically reimburse you the $120 fee. And then some of the more premium cards that offer the TSA PreCheck credit or the global entry credit are the American Express Platinum, the Capital One Venture X, and the Chase Sapphire Reserve are just a few options when it comes to some of those premium cards. The American Express Platinum is a little unique though because it comes with the TSA PreCheck global entry credit, and it also does come with $199 clear credit. If you don't have any of those cards and you're interested in getting a discount on clear, then depending on what status you have with United and Delta Airlines, you can potentially get a $10 discount or a $50 discount on clear. If you're a higher tier member with Delta or United, then you can potentially get clear for free. And one of the cool things about these credits for these credit cards, whether it's global entry, TSA PreCheck, or clear, you can potentially use the credit for other family members if you wanted to. Take for example, if I already have global entry, but my wife needs global entry, then she can use my Capital One Venture X and put the global entry application fee on my Capital One Venture X, and it will trigger that credit, and then I would get that $120 application fee credited back to my Capital Venture X. You only can use them once every 5 years, so keep that in mind. So that's the difference between TSA PreCheck, global entry, and clear. You can let me know what you think in the comments if this was helpful or not. Check out some more of these videos if you want to maximize your travel, especially this one that talks about 10 travel tips to really help you maximize your travel. Remember to like and subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching this far, and I'll see you guys in the next one.